Hey Aquarius, Dark Dove Tarot here. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is your January 2019 read. I've been under the weather quite a bit. My son and I were sick for like a week, so if I'm clearing my throat or whatnot, you'll understand why. So, again, this is January 2019. Ooh, we'll take that one. 2019 read. If you've been to my channel, you know my reads are regarding singles and anybody looking to reconcile. Unfortunately, I don't read for couples. There are plenty, cards are a little stiff there. There are plenty of readers who do. But again, right now, for me, it's all about the singles and anybody looking to reconcile. I've thought about doing couples reads, but as of now, the people who contact me just in general, private reads, etc., are single or looking to reconcile. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling your cards. As you know, I pre-shuffle, but I like to add a little more energy before we get started. All right, so like I said, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a general read, so always keep that in mind. As some months this may resonate with you, and other months you need to check your other signs as well. Hopefully it resonates with everybody, right? That's what we can hope for. But again, those other signs are there to give you clarity and balance at times when maybe those signs are coming through a little more for you. So any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description. Now, I repeat that because I get emails daily asking, about private read info. And it is in the description. If for some reason I don't put it in there, it's in the next video over's description. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take these cards that fell out. Any likes, comments, subscribes, etc. are greatly appreciated. Any cross watchers are welcome, but again, make sure that you understand this is pertaining to the sign I'm reading for. So, don't be too harsh on the sign. It's for them and not for the cross watchers, but it can go either way. All right, so Aquarius, let's see what's going on for January 2019. I can't believe it's already January 2019. Hope everybody's had a great holiday season here in the U.S. Let's see. And the summer in other countries. So, all right. Card that pops out for you is the High Priestess as your as your theme of the month. All right, so the High Priestess is about a spirituality, a holiness, an otherness, something higher than yourself. So for me, this is really important coming into 2019 because this makes me feel like some of you are believing in something much higher than you, an entity much higher than you, something that you cannot, that you can't manufacture, that you can't manipulate, right? This is something that's coming up that is truly guiding you in a direction where you're hoping to be or hoping to move, in a certain direction. So again, the High Priestess is a spirituality. It's dreaming. It's understanding your unconscious, or subconscious, however you'd like to word it. So if you're single, this definitely says that you're coming into 2019, maybe letting the universe guide you a little more, looking for the signs, looking for the spirituality, maybe believing in your spirituality, developing that, whether it's God, the universe, whatever it is to you, you're embracing something that's bigger than you and just understanding that there's a plan laid out for you, right? Or there's destiny or divine timing. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. I feel like there's not a lot of communication and you're just kind of hoping, you have the faith, you're knowing that, if it's meant to be, you will be guided in the direction that will bring you to the point of letting you know, hey, this is the direction I need to go, or no, it's just not meant for me. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of in limbo, but not in an unfaithful way or not in a losing spirit or hope way. This is more of a recognizing that if something is supposed to come your way, it will come your way. The first card you have is your current position, and you have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a stagnation. This is feeling like things are not moving. It's a dissatisfaction. So if you're single, this feels like if you are dating, you're feeling like you're not really meeting a plethora of people. You're not really seeing things transform or move in a direction you would like to see. However, I feel like that's mainly because you're actually holding out for the cup that you're supposed to have, right? You just want the one cup. You're not interested in the other cup. So Aquarius, this tells me that you're definitely inclined to hold out for something bigger and better, which goes along with the high priestess, knowing that there's something out there for you and not settling for something less than what you deserve or what works for you, right? Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is also you not feeling like things are moving in the direction with that person that you'd like to. There's no communication. A lot of you, there's been some cut off energy. However, this is you also holding out for that cup, or they're holding out for you and you know it, and you're just waiting for things to turn. It's almost like um, you need an I'm sorry, or you need something coming into play where, um, they like right now, if you're looking to reconcile, there's not anything guiding you in one way or the other. Nothing saying, yes, this is over completely and I need to move on, and nothing saying, yes, go for this person 100%. Again, it's a stagnation. Whether you're single or looking to reconcile, things don't feel like they're moving coming into 2019. But I don't necessarily think that's bad, because I feel like this is a stagnation coming off of the end of the year. It doesn't mean things aren't going to push forward in 2019. All right. The next card you have is how you see, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is how you're feeling coming into 2019, into January. This is the death card. So Scorpio's card, you could be dealing with Scorpio. But the biggest thing here is a rebirth, a transformation, some sort of change, big change. So if you're single, this is you saying, okay, if you haven't been out dating, or you haven't been interested in anybody, or you've been waiting for this, person that is supposed to be in your life, this is you kind of maybe rebirthing how you're going about looking for this person. So if you've been doing online dating, or if you've been doing meetup groups, you're going to change it up. You're going to move in a different direction. The death card says death to the old ways. Okay. And it's not a physical death. The death card is actually very positive. Again, it's about a change. It's about a transformation. If you're single, you might come into 2019, with the old New Year's resolutions, exercising, eating right, dieting, whatever it is to you. But at the same time, I feel like this is more about you discovering what you actually deserve and what you actually want and what's going to make you happy. And then moving from that into a more successful dating life. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is definitely you wanting a rebirth, or they want a rebirth, but it comes with a change. Like I said here with this Eight of Cups, something's not moving because nobody's changing. Either you're not, they're not, but I really feel like for you, it's you going, there's an apology need to be had here, or something big happened and I need to hear from you that you're changed, or that we're going to transform this, that if we get back together, it's completely different. This is not the same old stagnation, no decisions made, no, like we talked about getting married and that never happened. We talked about having babies and that never happened. You get my drift. All right, the next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, it could be throughout your childhood. You have the Chariot, which is Cancer's card. So you have 2 water cards here and a water sign card here. So you might be dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Now, I always read this together whether you're single or looking to reconcile, because this is something, again, that could be distant, like childhood. The Chariot stands for self-identification. It stands for 2 horses needing to move in the same path. And if they're on the same path, they move succinctly and it's a smooth sailing. Not all the time, because relationships and whatnot take work. But at the same time, if you're on it, so basically if you're single or looking to reconcile, at some point you fell off the path and now you have a chance to get back on the path. Whenever I read this, it's important because this is the universe's way of saying, look, in the past, you repeated an unhealthy pattern and it needs to end this month, or don't let it interfere this month. Or if it was something successful, remember that this month so you can move on. The Chariot could go either way. It could be either remember a time when you got off of a path with a person and it didn't work. Or remember when you got off of your own path and you weren't true to yourself and loyal to yourself. Because like I said, this card is also about self-awareness and self-identification. So the universe is saying, remember what you want, what makes you happy. That's why some of you may have felt like you've had a tough time, but that High Priestess is saying, look, the universe is here, understanding and willing, and so be patient, even though it feels like it's not moving in the direction you want. The Chariot signifies that you need to stay true to yourself, but you also need to find somebody who's on the same path as you, whether you're single or looking to reconcile. If you want kids and you're with somebody who doesn't want kids, or you're meeting people who don't want kids, what's that tell you about what's going to happen in the future? If it's something you're really adamant about, it's not going to work if they don't want it. If you want to get married and they don't, or vice versa, whatever it is to you, it doesn't even have to be that traditional. If they're allergic to dogs and dogs your whole life, I mean, yeah, if you love somebody, you can make that happen. But truly thinking about it, is that the scenario you would want? So the Chariot's reminding you that don't lose yourself in other people and don't expect other people to change for you. Okay? The next card you have is your immediate past over the past 2 weeks, past month or two. You have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, it's depression, it's fear, it's going through things, but a lot of times it's self inflicted. It's you're fearing something that doesn't exist, isn't going to happen, or won't happen, or hasn't happened. So if you're single, this tells me that a lot of you are kind of relying more on spirit or more on the universe, asking for guidance because things have not panned out the way you wanted, or people have told you what they think you wanted to hear, and you thought, hey, we're gonna be committed, or this is something moving in the right direction, and it's not. But I feel like you kind of know if it's not or if it is, but you're allowing, you're placating people, or you're allowing, not allowing people to manipulate you, but like you're not understanding when they're being, truly organic with you or not. And so if you're single, this is a fear that's non-existent. I really feel like, Aquarius, you need to take the bull by the horns. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like you're kind of like tiptoeing around, or worried about this energy that's going to come in, that is going to be false or unpredictable, or not being truthful with you. And yet, if they haven't given you a reason to doubt them, so either you're dating this person now, you're dating a couple of people now, or you're about to get out there, and that's where this fear is coming from. I think you need to release all of that. That's why your theme of the month is the High Priestess, allowing that release and allowing something good to come in without second guessing and questioning every single thing. Yeah, I mean, if they're a fuck up and it's a red flag, like, hey, they're like whatever. I mean, there's so many scenarios. I'm not even going to go there. I was about to say some, and then I was like, oh, somebody's going to call me out and be like, hey, because it's not about being judgmental. It's about what works for you and what's peaceful for you. So I think you need to get out there and understand what the red flags are, and then understand when you're worrying about something that hasn't happened or something you can't control. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like there's a fear that they've moved on, or they're fearing that you've moved on, because again, it's slow moving, the stagnation right here, and the dissatisfaction of where it's going. But in reality, I feel like you're both on this page of wanting some sort of rebirth. How do we get there, though? That's the question. The Nine of Swords says, what do we do to get there, and how much time do we have, and when will I lose my chance, or when will they lose their chance? All these things up in the air, and nothing's come to fruition. It's all in your head. So rely on this month. Rely on that, believing that if it's meant to be, you will find the way, they will find the way, and it will happen. And if it's not, you're already here, right? You're already in a separation. Rebirth and transformation is coming regardless of the outcome between you and this other person. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next month or two, and you have the Four of Pentacles. So I'm glad I always clarify these cards. The Four of Pentacles is not a bad card necessarily, but it's a frugality. It's a possessiveness. It's feeling almost like you're holding on to something. So if you're single, this tells me you need to escape this energy, because see, he's afraid, and this person's afraid too. And there's no reason to be afraid, because you have the universe on your backside. The universe is protecting you. Because the Four of Pentacles, to me, if you're single, is saying you're worried again about something that hasn't happened. You're like possessive over your own heart. You don't want to get hurt again. And I get that, Aquarius. Like, that's totally understandable. But what are you so afraid of being hurt from? Because you haven't been yourself with people in the past? Because you haven't been on the same path with people in the past? This definitely says you're worried about stability, which is very positive. But this is almost like an obsession. Like, you're possessive over your own emotions. Like, you don't want to open up to anybody. So either there's been hurt or heartbreak, or again, the stagnation of, I'm just not finding somebody that I'm interested in. So we'll clarify this, just to see exactly why those walls are going up again. Why you're feeling like coming into 2019, there's some sort of brick wall you need to build. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is a possessiveness to a certain extent. I feel like maybe they're possessive over you. Maybe one of the reasons you guys can't get past this situation, whether it needs to reconcile or not, is some sort of codependency. Because I feel like you're not willing to let them fully go. They're not willing to let you fully go. And it's not even that you need to let each other go, but if you're not going to, then you need to have some sort of conversation or some sort of communication. And it's almost like you're like, hey, screw you, you broke my heart. I'm not giving you my time or energy or attention. I'm not giving you my love chakra, my heart chakra. And they're doing the same, or vice versa. Maybe they may be asking you, hey, I love you, or telling you I love you. And you're like, no. I'm not opening up here. Because again, there's a frugality of, I'm not giving you my time and attention. So either this person hurt you really badly, or you're just not ready, or you're not at that point, or it could be again that they're not ready to have this with you. But what's interesting is the connection is really strong. I don't feel a disconnect at all. I feel a like back and forth. Well, hi, like I'll text you hi, but I'm not going to text you any more than that. I missed you too, but I'm not. It's really weird. It's like this push pull, like somebody's going to have to, you know, get off the pot at some point to make a move, or you're just going to both keep kind of obsessing over, I don't want to get hurt, neither do I. So neither one of you is willing to move in like a major direction. The next card you have, isn't that interesting? The next card you have is the next 30 days throughout January. So it's your immediate future, and you have the Hierophant, which is Taurus's card, so you could be dealing with a Taurus. But I find it interesting you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess in the same vicinity here, right? Because they're both spirituality cards. The Hierophant is also looking for some sort of guidance. The universe takes the wheel, guide me in the direction I need to, need to go. Here's the game of life, and which direction am I heading, and where are my pieces moving. So I find it very interesting. You have a lot of spirituality cards here. So some of you may be getting more in touch with spirituality, but this is also a teacher, a religion, some sort of conformity. So if you're single, you may be, maybe doing like a meetup group, or you may be talking to a relationship coach or a relationship counselor. You may be seeking like a matchmaker or something like that. But more than that, I feel like you're saying to the universe, look, I'm really interested in meeting somebody. It's been a long time coming, and I'm tired of waiting. New year, new me. I've made changes. I'm ready for transformation. I'm ready for this thing called love. Some of you haven't been ready in a long time. Some of you have been ready for a long time, but not sure what you want. And I feel like now you're starting to decide, and you really know what you want, or you're really going for it. And yet, like with the Hierophant present, you're really feeling like you need some sort of guidance or some sort of sign to push you through, which is not a bad thing. This is saying, hey, with this and the High Priestess, pay attention to the signs, because they will be there. It's just whether you're noticing them or not. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also saying like you're leaving it up. Now, this could be you guys going to counseling, or you seeking counseling, or they're seeking counseling. But this is definitely some sort of like having a conversation with mom and dad, or having a conversation with grandma or grandpa, and saying, or even if you can't have a conversation with them, if they're deceased, God rest their soul, that you're saying, hey, look, what did grandma and grandpa used to do? What did mom and dad used to do? What are people that I would like to emulate that type of energy? What did they do? What types of things did they bring to the table? What type of positive energies, and how did they represent fights or disconnects in the relationship? I mean, are things really worth disconnecting for? Because it's really interesting, Aquarius, and I know some of you are going to say, oh, Dark Dove, they cheated, they were horrible, it was all this, whatever. But right now, the way it's playing out is like, yeah, there's some possessiveness, but I don't see like any ugly, like there's more anxiety. Like you're both afraid of what the other person is doing or what they're going to do. But I don't see this like he cheated on you and the Tower card and everything's destroyed. I feel like it's more neither one of you is willing to take the leap because you've been hurt. Whether you've been hurt by each other or been hurt in the past, it's definitely playing out right now and affecting the possibility of your reconciliation. The next card you have is anything that's going to happen throughout the month. It could be in the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, an hour, 10 days, etc. I hope this Nine of Cups lasts for the entire month, because this is bliss. It's pleasure, it's fulfillment, it's satisfaction. So if you're single, I definitely feel like you're going to meet somebody. But again, harness these fears, harness these, whatever happened in the past, a feeling like things didn't move in your direction, or you guys weren't on the same page. Maybe the chariot wasn't moving in the same direction. This Nine of Cups is saying there is some sort of pleasure, some sort of bliss here. Now, what's interesting here is I feel like if you pay attention to these signs and you pay attention to your inner self, you're going to start feeling more at peace, regardless of whether you meet somebody. This is just you feeling more at peace about everything in life, understanding that things take time. And even though you're ready to go, maybe the person you're meant to be with, or maybe the people that you're aligned to meet and have some sort of, even if it's dating, if it's a strong connection, whatever it is, it's just not divine timing. But the Nine of Cups is saying, hey, this month may bring you into the position where that lines up. If you're looking to reconcile, there's going to be a moment where I feel like you're going to see that you could possibly have bliss with this person. You could possibly have that fulfillment with this person. but you have to overlook whatever it is that's holding you back. There's a lot, Aquarius, here that's very, like I said, the spirituality of it, but also like nerves and anxiety. And a lot of it feels like it's intertwined, like it's you inside feeling like like you don't have that self-worth, you don't have that self-identification. And yet the Chariot's here to tell you, embrace that, embrace the goodness in yourself, embrace the positivity that you can bring. And then the more you start to shine with that, the more people will come towards you or be attracted to you. Especially the exes or the people you're thinking about reconciling with. If you hold yourself to this standard of looking for the bliss, looking for the positive things, then you invite that in. And your ex may just need to see that you're like happy and feeling fulfilled, and then they'll feel a little more at ease and coming in, and vice versa. If they're doing a little better, or because I feel like there's just this very like punishing codependency. Like I said, there's this connection and it's very real. It's almost like you guys live and breathe this kind of cycle of I love you but I don't know what to do, I love you but I don't know what to do. And this is saying embrace the I love yous a lot more this month. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. It could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, a month, or the whole month, etc. You have the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is somebody who is seeking the truth almost. So I'm going to start with reconciliation. If you're seeking the truth, this is definitely a time where if you don't get that, okay, if you don't figure out the truth that you need or the truth that you feel like you're lacking here, then you're going to continue on like a downward spiral or a downward cycle with this person, okay? Because the Page of Swords is somebody who's like, I need transparency. I need to understand exactly what's going on. This is a seeking of clarity. This is a learning. This is a truthfulness. So if you're looking to reconcile, regardless of this piece, and again, right here, it shows me there's some sort of like connection that you guys have, but it's almost like an addicting connection. The Page of Swords is saying something happened. Either they cheated, they were untruthful, or you did. Although I feel like, again, with them, it's they did. And I know cross watchers are going to, oh no, it's them. But again, this is Aquarius's read. The Page of Swords is making me feel like, regardless of all of this, even with the stagnation, you need an answer on something that happened. You're unclear on something that happened. Maybe they ghosted you, maybe they left, maybe they needed time, maybe they cheated, whatever it is. I feel like until you get this answer, though, you won't fully overcome and be able to make a decision on the situation. Now, if you're single, this definitely says be careful here, because I feel like some of you have had this guard up, had this wall up, worried about, letting your guard down, worried about being an emotional being or letting somebody in emotionally. And the Page of Swords is saying, be careful with that, because this is where you get to the point where you can almost be like too overcautious, where you can almost be like, hey, by the way, like, what's your license number? And, so just be careful with this. This is all internal, but this is definitely something you fear. You have a lot of fear going on, Aquarius, this month. A lot of hurt that's happened in the past, but you can't dwell on that. You've got to just move on and make these changes. The next card you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. You have the Page of Pentacles, 2 pages here. And pages are a little more, they're younger energy. They're a little more trying to figure out. They're a little more naive to build up to that Knight, Queen, and King. The Page of Pentacles is about pragmatic, working hard. It's about making things happen, understanding but being realistic and responsible at the same time, but still aspiring to something bigger than themselves. So if you're single, this definitely says that your hope is that you can keep like a work-life balance. So this tells me immediately, Aquarius, that at some point you let love rule, right? Or you let love get in the way and it ruined things, or it messed things up, or even if it was just mentally, or it could have, a lot of times when we meet people, we fall in love and then things don't go right, it can affect everything. It can affect your breathing, it can affect work, it can affect all that. We've all been through that. And this is saying that you're trying to keep an even keel, level-headed, but at the same time I get worried that you're still so nervous about it that you're not going to open up or embrace that as much as you possibly could. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very important, because this is saying don't focus on the love. If you guys have this connection and it's supposed to happen, then it'll happen. This right here is saying very similar, that you lost yourself in this connection, not in a bad way, but when things get bad, it was almost catastrophic. It was almost detrimental to the point where you're like, I can't even sleep at night. And again, we've all been through this. But the Page of Pentacles is saying, all right, now you're on a more even playing field. Yes, you're upset. Yes, you're hurt. Yes, the connection is off. But like, also pay attention to the other aspects of your life, because if everything deters because of the love life, then you have a hard time building that up. And on top of that, even if they did come back and things are a mess because your only focus is that aspect, then it's like you're dumbfounded. You're completely out of ammo, if that makes sense. All right. The next card you have is your outcome. All right, and you have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is about partnership. It's about growth. It's about making things happen. A lot of people think this is a third party situation card. I don't necessarily agree, because I've seen the Three of Pentacles in a lot of situations where it's not a third party. So usually if I see the it's like a third party, it's like a challenging card. This is about teamwork. It's about accomplishment. It's about satisfaction. I mean, legitimately, like, the definition of this card is about teamwork, satisfaction, completion, making things happen, goals, planning. I don't really see a third party in that, because, I mean, if it's teamwork, it's teamwork. Yeah, you could have teamwork between a lot of people. I visualize this more as like a mother, father, or father, father, mother, mother, and, a child or somebody, whatever. Anyways, but if you're single, this definitely says that you're looking for somebody to connect with on more of a friendship level. And I know that sounds weird, because you want the love, you want the lust, etc. But this says, look for your best friend, look for your partner, look for somebody who makes you want to be a better person. Look for somebody who lifts you up, regardless of whether they stare at you like they want to rip your clothes off every day. At the end of the day, when you're 90 years old, is that what's going to really matter? And so for a lot of you, I feel like if you're single, you're looking for that significant other in so many more ways than just lust, or than just the butterflies honeymoon stage. We all enjoy that. We all want that, right? If you don't have lust or any type of physical attraction to your partner, it's definitely not going to end well. But the Three of Pentacles is saying, you're really looking for that stable person, that person to come in your life. And the outcome shows that it's very practical and can happen. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, if you guys come back together, it definitely has to be a team effort, because I don't see it with you guys. I don't see it being a team effort right now. Right now, it's like you guys are so pulled apart. The connection is there, but like I said, neither one of you wants to get hurt. So nobody's taking the leap of faith to have some big, reunion. And yet you both picture it. It's very odd. It's like you both want it. You both have this to a certain extent. I know some of you are going to be like, no, that's not true. Sorry, like 8 cards just fell out here. Some of you are going to be like, no, that's not true. I never want them back. Well, then watch this as a singles read. Why are you looking at the reconciliation part of it, right? But for a majority of you, you want that. However, it's like neither one of you wants to put the first, like, you're both worried about getting hurt, so nobody's making the first move. Now, what's even weirder is you have the Five of Cups here crowning your outcome, which is a loss, a destitution, a feeling of sadness. But what's even weirder for me with this is I don't see it that way. I feel like if you're single, you're feeling like a loss or a destitution because you're not putting yourself out there, because you know what you want, and you're so worried about the what ifs and the what happens that you're not you're worried about a loss that hasn't even happened. Either that, or you're worried about somebody that you had to cut off recently that you were dating, and it's been cumbersome. See, exactly what I talked about. It's been tiring, it's been exhausting. Aquarius, what are you holding back from? Like, honestly, I'm sorry, but I'm starting 2019 with no bullshit. Like, this Five of Cups is bullshit, because this is a loss that you're feeling that hasn't even happened. If you're single, yes, okay, I know you've dated, yes, you've had other relationships, yes, you've had loss, but you know as well as I do, you're on this precipice of coming forward. You have this Nine of Cups. I clarify it with the Two of Cups. You have a soulmate connection coming in for you. You may have even met this person and you've been like, oh, you're pushing them to see how far you can push them. Or you've been dating a couple people and they're not worth your time. You know you're deserving, and this Two of Cups energy is coming. What are you so afraid of? It's 2019. Like, suck it up, Buttercup. Let's go, because we're on roll, and 2019 is going to be fantastic. So ignore all of this crap and just focus on this. The Two of Cups, the Twin Flame card, the karmic energy, the soulmate card, however you want to put it, that's what you're looking forward to. You've got all these changes coming. You know it, but you're slow moving. I almost feel like you're happier being in a self-sabotaging mode than actually going and getting it. But go get it because it's right in front of you. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. If you want this person back and you truly feel like this is somebody that you want to be with, you can have this. I feel like this is also a sadness and a loss because it feels that way. Now, yes, some of you are going to say, they won't talk to me, they won't. But I also feel like there's ways that you know that they will, or that you're going to have to, or they will. I feel like more they will have to eat like a piece of humble pie. And maybe they've come forward 20 times and you've been ignoring them. But if this is a soulmate energy, then let's go. Stop ignoring them, because this Two of Cups coming up for me, well, for you guys, but for my read here, is telling me like the energy can blow every card out of this in this read out of the water, especially when you have these spirituality cards that are coming forth saying, we're waiting for you to step it up. We're waiting for you to see what's right in front of you, or to see your capability, or to see your possibility. And then your distant future is crowned with the Empress, covering that Four of Coins, that Four of Pentacles that's not even worth your time. And the Empress is loving, it's nurturing, it's one with yourself, it's understanding who you are and what you want to be. Whether you're single or looking to reconcile, I don't even need to split this out. The Empress stands for somebody who is capable of anything. Maternal could be kids coming in, or you've wanted kids, or whatever, or you have kids. But this is the Empress is shining high. It's being your best self. It's being at one and at peace with what you want. I feel like, Aquarius, you're fighting with yourself for peace, and yet you have this Hierophant and this Empress who's saying, the Empress right here, and the High Priestess, who are saying, we're here. We're guiding you. You're not paying attention to the signs. Look at this twin flame card. If that's what you believe in, or whatever. Everybody always corrects me. They're like, oh, it's soulmate. I don't give a crap. It's a good card, and it's one of the best cards for love in the deck. So whatever it is to you, you have the Two of Cups, and you have all of this universal higher power showing you the way, or willing to help. If you just listen and you get rid of this freaking fear. Get rid of it. Toss it out. I know, easier said than done, but seriously, it feels like this read is saying in 2019, stop getting in your own way. Let it happen. Let things happen. Pay attention to the signs. Feel the energy. Have the positive vibe. You've got this, Aquarius. Of all signs, you guys are this fleeting example of the Star card, which is what you represent, which is hope and faith in everything good. So stand by that. Come into 2019 with your chin held high. All right. Sorry. I feel like I lectured. All right. Have a good day. Bye.